Welcome to Warrior Wisdom Wednesday on Coffee with Alain. Today I'm going to take a little passage from this book, The Martial Spirit, an introduction to the origin, philosophy, and psychology of the martial arts by Herman Kauz. I'm going to just talk briefly about a little passage from this book that maybe you can adapt to your martial art training, to your life. Because remember, when we live with the warrior's edge, like I like to teach, the martial art training that we do, both physical and mental, goes out to everything we do in life. And that gives us the edge of the warrior to be exceptional and succeed more. So I'm going to share a little bit about that. It's July 1st. The year is half over. How you doing with your year's goals? You where you want to be halfway through? Or do you need to pick it up a little? I hope you started fast, but now as we're in the second half of the year, it's time to finish strong. Keep working toward those goals. If you finish one, make a new one. But let's finish the year fast. The days are starting to get shorter. I love these long days that we have right now, but there's going to start getting shorter. So it's time for us to kick into higher gear and finish the year fast, accomplish the things we want to accomplish. I know as my knee gets better, I'm going to hopefully be able to do more and more and try to pick up what I've been doing since the last couple months with the knee being what it is, slowed me down a bit. Didn't stop me, but it slowed me down. But I'm going to pick it up and do as much as I can as the knee gets better. So, a passage from this book, The Martial Spirit. Moderation and balance. An avoidance of an over or under exertion in any direction. Attempting in whatever we do to go far enough, but also not to go too far. As with Wu Wei, this concept in martial arts might take the form of avoiding the use of an excessive degree of strength or energy in order to accomplish an attacking or defending maneuver. But it also demands the employment of sufficient energy to achieve a desired result. Now, that's a lot in just a small passage. And the application of moderation and balance can be extremely difficult, both in martial art applications and in everything else in life. I've seen training injuries happen because we didn't have moderation and balance in training. I've seen situations where individuals have gone to prison because they didn't have moderation and balance in an actual situation where they went too far, hurt or killed someone unintentionally in an altercation. So we always have to look at moderation and balance. We must do enough to accomplish our task, but we don't want to do too much to go beyond that could have negative consequences. With my knee, perfect example. I have to do enough that it progresses and gets better. But I have found out on a couple instances where I have gone too far and increased the pain and wasn't able to do as much the next day. So that moderation and balance, my physical therapist telling me we got to be careful. So think about the things in your life that are important where moderation and balance have been key. There are probably times where you haven't done enough and you didn't achieve the results. There's probably been other times where you've done too much and had negative consequences. So always in our training and in our lives, the moderation and balance concept is there, and it's important to understand. It's important to apply. So think about that today and how that relates to the things you're doing, both in your martial art practice and in your life. Going to say good morning to Thad. Thad says, good morning. I wish the days were this long all year. I sure do as well, Thad. I love getting up at 5 o'clock and when the sun is just coming up. And I love, being up, close to 9, 10 o'clock at night and it's still got some light out. And I hate that in the winter here in Montana, you get up at 5 and you have to wait hours before the sun comes up. And then 5 o'clock at night, it's getting dark already. I much prefer these days too. Dixon's here. Dixon said, personally, I'm psyched for the semi-quincentennial. The 250th. Yes, that's coming up. Thank you, Dixon, for being here. Thank you, Thad, for being here. Thank you for everybody watching later on replays or listening to the podcast. Appreciate all of you. It's July. We got a big celebration coming up this weekend. Hope everybody's getting ready to have it and have some fun. There's also, not here in Montana, but other places in the country, some drastic heat waves, high temperatures. I know my daughter is looking at some 100-degree weather while she moves into her apartment in New York. Take precautions. Drink a lot of fluids, a lot of water. Be safe about it. Know how you relate to heat. Be aware of when you start getting dehydrated. You should have been drinking before you feel all thirsty, but also know the signs of different heat illnesses, especially heat stroke, that can be fatal. So watch out for yourself, watch out for others, stay hydrated, stay cool, and try to make sure that you stay safe. Every year we have people that die because of the heat. So it can be extremely serious. So take the precautions and keep yourself safe if you're in one of the areas with the high temperatures. With that, go out, make it a wisdom-filled Wednesday, and I'll be back to see you tomorrow.